What's good, everybody? This is Mr. Composition MC that writes fiction, and we're back at it with another Black Clover video. And so this video is about Yuno and his specific power-ups in correlation with the 4 Greek gods of wind. So make sure to hit that like button, make sure to hit the subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and leave a comment on what you think about this. And of course, you can support me directly by getting my first manga called the Most Random Manga Ever. It is a cannabis themed manga style comic. There's no manga style cannabis, so make sure to support that. Anyways, to understand what's going on, we have to take a look at the consistent patterns that's been going on with Yuno. Now, to the ancient Greeks, there were split personalities that were explained as 4 wind gods, one representing each cardinal direction, each with a personality of his own. Like the other gods of Olympus, the wind gods, known collectively as the Anemoi, came complete with very human flaws and could be benevolent or cruel as the mood struck them. And so these gods were Boris, the god of the north wind, Notus, the god of the south wind, Zephyrus, god of the west wind, and Eurus, god of the east wind. Now, what's interesting is what each one of these represent. So, Boris was often described as a bearded old man with wings who held a conch shell. He was closely associated with winter, as he was the bringer of cold and low temperatures. So we seen in chapter 276, using the spirit dive spirit of Boris, and he has an axe. Now that's very, very important to remember. Now we have Notus, which is linked to the hot wind that would blow after midsummer, causing the crops to burn, bringing the bad weather of late summer. We have Eurus, which was considered to be an unlucky east wind, bringing rain and warm temperatures. And recently on chapter 305, we haven't got the confirmed translations. We gotta wait till Sunday as far as with that. But what you see here is apparently supposed to be the spirit of Euros. So now remember that. Now the next one, the last one, is Zephyrus, which was thought to live in a cave in the region of Thrace and was considered the gentlest wind of the 4, closely linked to spring. It was also believed that he was responsible for the blooming of the land. Now, our first introduction to this was actually chapter 208. And does wind spirit creation magic, spirit of Zephyr. And this is a sword. And the other one, as far as the new one, is supposed to be a bow and arrow, and the spirit of Boris is an axe. Now, the only one we haven't seen, if we're going to continue this pattern, is as far as the spirit of Notus. Now, what's interesting is what's going on in chapter 305. I personally do not think this is going to finish Xenon at all. The only glimpse of his devil that we've been able to see was pretty much the first time that he went against, and it was and it was the outer parts of it. But we've seen the outer parts of other devils. We've only really been able to see a partial manifestation of Mijikula. Now, do I think that we're gonna see the 4th one like he's just gonna bust out with like the rest of them. I don't know. I think that would be saved, and I think that there might be possibly some conditions in order to do that. Personally, seeing Yuno get 3 power-ups as far as within a whole, what you would call it, because if he were to get the Spirit of Notice and do that move, he would have done the Boris, he would have done the Eurus, and then this one. So we're gonna see as far as on chapter 306 what that's able to do. Personally, looking at as far as these mythologies, we've been seeing it play out a lot, and there's a possibility that he could, we've seen Real do some, interesting things when it came to as far as the North mythology. We're seeing Yuno dive into this Greek mythology, with his particular things, and we've seen Real get into Greek mythology as well, as far as with Zeus, and we've seen Luck do as far as little bits and pieces of that. But if you want to see a video that kind of goes more in depth as far as what each of these 4 winds represent, how it can be tied into Black Clover and different things like that, then leave a like, leave a comment letting me know that, and we'll get that going. But anyways, do you think we're gonna see as far as the Spirit of Notice, and if so, what weapon do you think that it is? So far he has the axe, Spirit of Boris, he has the sword, Spirit of Zephyroth, and he has as far as the bow and arrow with the Spirit of Euros, if this is what it is. Me personally, I think that the Notice one might be a spear, like a straight up spear, because I'm trying to think of what other weapon it can be. Honestly, I think it might be a spear, or like a trident or something. I'm not sure, but let me know what type of weapon do you think that it would be. If we've already got an axe, if we got a bow and arrow, we got a sword, what other weapon do y'all think it is? Leave a comment, and make sure to check out the description. Make sure to check out my newest single, Invincible Summer. Make sure to hit the subscribe. It helps out building up this, and check out as far as my reviews. If you've watched any of the Hunters Guild, or if you read any of the Hunters Guild Red Hood, it is a dope new manga that's out. You can check out my reviews on it. I think this Sunday they'll be on chapter 9, I believe. So it's brand spanking new, and I've been doing a couple of reviews on it, so make sure to check that out. And again, make sure to get my manga and support. Now, you can read 8 issues for free. Link will be in the description. This volume 1 has 11 issues. And as far as 1 issue of another comic that's not manga style, it's just regular comic book, and it's called 11-Bit Castle, and it's about 12 rejected concept video game characters that are competing in this tournament to get an actual game made with them. Instead of them being like a side character or anything like that, this game will be they'll be the main character of this game. So make sure to check that out. And it's done in the old school game format, and like I said, the manga that has 11 issues, this is the back. It reads literally boom like a manga. So yeah, make sure to check that out. But yeah, it's Mr. Composition MC that writes fiction. Peace. Thoughts in the deep science. Got the sun in my pocket, build your resilience. So when the next winter cycle comes, I prepare with no losses. The work of the soloists are bosses. At the heart or something.